Okay guys, today I'm back for another video and today is going to be my August 2015 Blu-ray update. And before I actually get into the update, I'll quickly show you everything I've got to show here. So I've got a good amount to talk about, and actually I've been dealing with a bit of an issue in terms of spacing with my Blu-rays. Basically I'm running out of space on my Blu-ray shelves, and you know, that's the main issue that us Blu-ray collectors have to deal with, or just collectors in general, that we buy so much stuff and we just don't know where to put it. So that's kind of the issue I've been dealing with right now. I'm going to be getting more shelves. I don't think I'm going to get another one of these big shelving units. I like these shelves just because they can hold so much, but at the same time they're quite big and take up a lot of space in the room as it is. So I probably have to get smaller shelves that can still hold quite a bit of Blu-rays, or I don't know, I'll maybe in my next update, if I have the new shelves by then, I'll and like show you what they look like or whatever. I don't know. I'm not really deciding on what shelves I'm gonna get, but we'll see. So as soon as I get them though, I'll update you. Anyway, so let's get into the update. So the first one I have to show here is Red Dragon, and this is a prequel to Silence of the Lambs, which I have on Blu-ray. Great film, love that movie. So that's why I was really interested in watching this. I hadn't seen it before getting this, and I watched it today, and I really liked it. Not quite as good as Silence of the Lambs. In fact, it's nowhere near as good as Silence of the Lambs, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just saying how good Silence of the Lambs is. But great cast. Obviously, Anthony Hopkins reprises his role as Hannibal Lecter. One of the best performances in any movie, probably, or best characters of any movie and best performances in general. So obviously that's great. Edward Norton's great in the movie. Ralph Fiennes plays a great villain. Harvey Keitel, Philip Seymour Hoffman, stellar cast. Brett Ratner directs the movie, and normally I'm not a big fan of Brett Ratner, but I liked. He obviously done a good job with this movie, and it has a nice ending, you know, that kind of ties it into Silence of the Lambs, which I liked. So just an overall solid movie. I really like this one. I don't know if I'm gonna maybe check out or buy the other Hannibal movies on Blu-ray. I've heard not so great things about some of them. I've heard bad things about Hannibal Rising, and I've heard mixed things about Hannibal, which is a sequel to Silence of the Lambs. So I might buy that one on Blu-ray, but maybe I'll just check it out. Like, I'll maybe just watch it, and then if I like it, I'll buy it on Blu-ray. I don't know. Or maybe I'll even buy Manhunter, which is the one, which is basically the same story as this. It's where Brian Cox plays Hannibal Lecter. I don't know, but yeah, that's Red Dragon. Next we have Side Effects, which is directed by Steven Soderbergh, and I'm a fan of Steven Soderbergh, and I like the cast, so I saw it on HMV and I thought I might as well get it. Overall, I really liked the movie. I wasn't sure what to expect. I really had no idea what the movie was about, and I was really kind of surprised when I found out what it was about. But yeah, I liked it. I really liked it. So I'm not going to tell you what it's about in case you didn't know like me, but this is definitely a good one, so I'd recommend it. This one I wanted to see in cinemas, but I never got around to seeing it this year. And then I saw it in a supermarket, the Blu-ray in a supermarket randomly, and I thought I'll buy it. So I got It Follows. This was a good one. It's a horror movie, and quite frankly, my main issue with the movie though was that it wasn't scary in the slightest. Not even just slightly creepy. So that kind of let me down. But I like the story. I like the concept. So I like this one. It's definitely not one of my favourites of this year so far, but a solid movie. I quite enjoyed it. This one I haven't seen yet. I got it today, but I've heard really good things about it. It's 8 Mile with Eminem. This is like a movie that everybody says it shouldn't be as good as it is, because I guess when it came out nobody really had like high expectations about it. Then it came out and it was as successful and as popular as it was. Obviously we all know the main song from it, which won Eminem an Oscar for that song, and I don't know if he plays himself, or I think he plays a different character in this. I don't know. I don't really know much about the movie, to be honest with you, but I'm looking forward to watching it. The next one we have Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It's a Kevin Smith movie, and I love Kevin Smith's movies. Of the ones that I've seen. So I was really pleased when I saw this movie, and it kind of references and has characters from Clerks and Chasing Amy and Mallrats. So it was kind of like, it was almost like the Avengers of Kevin Smith's movies. That's the best way to describe it. It was like all these characters coming together, and it was really just fan service. That's all this movie is, but it's pretty awesome, and it has tons of great cameos. So just it's not a tremendously made movie or anything, but just super fun and super enjoyable. So yeah, and obviously great dialogue, because that's the main thing that Kevin Smith does so well. So yeah, I'd recommend Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back if you're a fan of Kevin Smith's movies. If you're not a fan of Kevin Smith, just don't watch it, because there's nothing overly different about this than compared to his other movies. Next we have Epic. Just an animated movie that I'd heard pretty decent things about, and I like the slipcover, so I haven't watched it yet, but I will give it a go. So yeah. The Innocents, and this is a horror movie. It's a classic horror movie that everybody, when people talk about classic horror movies, the one they always talk about is The Innocents. So I decided to buy it and give it a go. Pretty damn good film. Really just suspenseful, and it's in just a classic, well done way. It's really difficult to describe. It's just like a perfectly made suspenseful thriller. That's the best way to describe it. But just, yeah, staple of supernatural horror. So if you're a fan of supernatural horror, you might as well check this one out, because it all began with this movie. So yeah, this is pretty damn good. Contact. I've not seen it yet, but I bought this one today just because of the cast and the director. I love Robert Zemeckis, and I love Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey, so I thought, why not? And I've heard good things as well. I didn't really know much about the plot. I just assumed with a name like Contact in the front cover that it had to do with aliens, and then I found out that it's. I just read the back, and I know that's funnily enough what it's about. So again, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know if there's anything more to it, but whatever. I'll check it out, and I'm looking forward to watching it. Next one is Wrecked, and this is one that I just bought because I like Adrian Brody. I think he's a pretty talented actor, and I'd heard a little bit about the plot, so I just decided to buy it. And the movie was fine. It was decent. It was okay. It's about this guy who's in a car crash, and he wakes up, and he can't remember why he's there, what happened to him, amnesia. He doesn't know what's going on, and it's basically him. I thought that's all I knew. I didn't know that basically the entire movie is set with him in the woods and just trying to get out of the woods and get back to, because he crashed his car into the woods, and he's just trying to get his way out of the woods to go back to civilization and kind of figure out what's happened to him. I didn't know about that part. Basically the entire movie is just set, like I said, in the woods, him just kind of crawling around. So it was okay. I mean, I've not got an issue with movies set in one location. I like Lock. I bought that on Blu-ray, and that's all just about a guy, Tom Hardy, driving. That's it. And I like Buried. That's the one where Ryan Reynolds is in a coffin, buried alive, the entire movie. So I've got no issue with movies set in just one location, but I just don't think this one was all that interesting. And I won't say too much more about it, because that would be getting into spoiler territory, but it's okay. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It's fine. I mean, Adrian Brody's great. He's a great actor, and he does well on the role, but I don't know, I just didn't think there was all that much interesting stuff going on to keep us invested in the one location that he spends his time in. Crazy Heart. I like Jeff Bridges, so I know this won him an Oscar, so that's why I just really bought it, and I've heard good things, so haven't watched it yet, but I'll check it out. Days of Thunder. Tony Scott movie, Tom Cruise. I love Tom Cruise. He's like one of my favourite actors. And also has Nicole Kidman, Michael Rooker, John C. Reilly, Robert Duvall. So it's a great cast. It's pretty decent. It's kind of dumb and cheesy. It came out in 1990, but it still has the feel of a 1980s movie, so it's kind of in that weird transition period. And yes, I mean, it's what it is. It's basically Top Gun, but with cars, which makes sense considering it's directed by the same guy who directed Top Gun and it has Tom Cruise in it. So it's fine. I mean, you might get some enjoyment out of it, but it's decent. It's what it is. And we have another Tony Scott movie. We have Crimson Tide, which has Denzel Washington, Gene Hackman, James Gandolfini, Viggo Mortensen, and this is a pretty damn good action movie. Gene Hackman just owns every scene that he's in. Gene Hackman's just incredible in this movie. I mean, everybody's good in it, but this is Gene Hackman's movie, if you know what I mean, and he's terrific. So, yeah, good. And the last one I have to show here is one that I just watched yesterday. It's The Aviator. And this is one that I've always kind of been interested in, but just never got around to watching it. It's Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio stars in it. Also has Cate Blanchett, Kate Beckinsale, John C. Reilly. Who else is in it? Alec Baldwin, Alan Alda. So yeah, again, obviously a great cast. And it's about this guy. It's a biopic of Howard Hughes, who's basically he was this billionaire Hollywood film producer, director. He was also a pilot and he had OCD. So it's got an interesting story. It's definitely not one of Scorsese's best movies. Not even one of Scorsese's best movies that also stars Leonardo DiCaprio. Wolf of Wall Street's better, The Departed's better. Even I'd probably put Shutter Island above this movie. But just, it's still an interesting movie. At first, I thought Leonardo DiCaprio's southern accent was going to really annoy me, but after a while you kind of forget about it. In fact, a lot of people in this movie, like Cate Blanchett's accent, I thought that was going to annoy me, but eventually I got used to it. A lot of accents going on in this movie. But yeah, a good one. Just not great. And I thought the ending was a little bit anticlimactic. I thought it was building up to something, but it never really went anywhere. But still, I can't complain. Good movie. It's nearly 3 hours long, and it basically just flies by. Well-paced film. So yeah, I can't complain. Just a good film. I think you expect so much when you're watching a Martin Scorsese film that when it's not all that great and it's just a solid, damn good film, I don't know, maybe there's more room for disappointment, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I've got to show, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be back with more videos soon, and feel free to leave your comments below on your thoughts on any of these movies. And thanks for watching. Bye.